Hello, this is Neville Gallimore from the Dallas Cowboys, and I want to give a major shout out to Mike Tag. Keep bringing the hype to the Cowboys Nation. We love and appreciate it. Now, can you dig it? Let's get it.
What's up, Cowboys Nation?
What is up, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy Mike Tag and Jimmy D here. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share. We're going to be getting into this. Yeah, I'm kind of lost for words. It's been a tough birthday weekend. You know, the start with the Miami Hurricanes, and I had to live through that debacle, and then obviously with the Cowboys. So it's a tough football weekend for your boy, man. But you were all right, Jimmy.
No, I was fine. I felt badly. So Saturday, I was throwing a few drinks back. I'm watching wrestling. I don't watch much college football. You guys know that. Our friend who's a Gators fan called me up and said, "Did you see the Canes game?" And I obviously followed up to see what that was all about. And last night was a shocker.
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I knew it was good. San Francisco was good, but I didn't see that.
No, San Francisco is a damn good team, and we're gonna light the phones up. I mean, sometimes we get callers, sometimes a little nervous. I get it. So if you guys have the urge to call, I am gonna put the number on there to give you guys that opportunity to vent. There was a lot of upset people. I mean, I was, it's all about how we lost, and you look back and you saw that. Miami got absolutely railroaded by Buffalo just a week ago. Was it 49-20 or something like that? And I look back in time of the Cowboys in their Super Bowl years, they got drilled by the Eagles like 7-31, 31-7, and then they lost to the Rams, which was a shitty team. So I mean, these things happen, but I don't know if it was just the buildup, the anticipation, the hype, everything that goes with it, but to go out there, just absolutely get your ass whooped. There's no other way you could put it. It was just so disheartening, to see. And I can't remember a game. Maybe the Eagles, like it was 44-7. They beat the hell out of us near the end of the year. I think it was a win and go in game. It was absolutely disheartening. And I don't know, man. It was tough. It was definitely. I didn't see it coming. I'm not going to say I thought we were going to win 100%, but I expected a little bit better show and a little bit more fight out of the team.
Well, and I'll tell you, so, and I'm looking at Ultra's comment there that was just up. Yes, you guys had some bad penalties. I mean, you guys had 45 penalties leading into the second quarter already. But what caught me,
it's self-inflicted. Let me just say, self-inflicted. How the hell do you line up? Offsides. I mean, give me a break. That was a third down. They're going to punt the ball. And then you had the personal foul, which it is what it is. But, you didn't get one when they body slammed our guy in the out. Whatever. I mean, that goes with it. But so many self-inflicted penalties. Absolutely frustrating. Dead on with that.
I tell you something. So I'm sitting there watching, and obviously the 49ers come out at will, and they score, right? So then you guys 3-and-out quick. And then I'm like, all right, second possession, you guys kind of held them. All right. You guys get it back. You get negative yards. You get it back again, and Parsons puts it on the ground. And then I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
But then what? Then it was what, 14-7? You guys scored.
14-7 for, and you think, well, maybe you go in the halftime 14-14, 14-10. You get the ball back. You start playing those mind games in your head. And it just, it was not good. And I tell you what, I saw something with Fred Warner. He is a beast. You want to talk about, I mean, it was only one game. I don't really watch 49ers that much, but if that dude plays like that every week, I don't know why he's not being talked about as defensive player of the year, because he single-handedly in that first part of the game just absolutely wreaked havoc on the Cowboys.
Well, I'm looking at, I don't know if you saw, and I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but Micah Parsons basically said, look, I don't see the 49ers as a better team than the Cowboys. He almost basically said we weren't prepared properly, almost throwing it at the coaching staff. That's the way I read
I
it.
mean, I don't know. The thing is with Mike, and I love Mike, and Mike is a beast. Mike is a player. I mean, take nothing away, but I am jumping a little ahead, and we're going to get into the game, and definitely want to get your comments or calls or whatever you guys want to do. I mean, to take a picture, man. I don't know, man. That whole jersey swap thing. I get it if it's a close game,
Yeah.
competitive game, but they got absolutely embarrassed on national TV. They are the laughing stock. I didn't watch any TV today, but I can only imagine they've been they're the laughing stock today. They're going to be laughing stock all week about everything. I just don't know if that was a good look.
No,
And like
it
I said,
wasn't.
Micah Parsons is as competitive as anyone that you'd see. And I take nothing away from the whole jersey swap thing. I know it's kind of cool for them to do, but I just wonder, right place, right time kind of situation. I don't know.
No, the optics were terrible. I mean, again, you just like, hey, if you want to just high five somebody, whatever, fist pump them and walk, you're not exchanging jerseys, taking pictures and all this shit. Because
Yeah.
like you said, it's optics.
Yeah.
And he is a competitor. I wish he was on the Falcons.
Oh,
but
no, he is. And really with Fred Warner, it wasn't like he's getting double teamed like Mike. He caused a fumble, a beautiful play. Can't take none away from him against, that he did on Pollard. And I believe he got a pick. And then he just wrecked havoc. He's not really a big pass rusher or anything like that. At least I didn't notice it. If he is, then I'm mistaken. He's a true linebacker is what I saw. And the thing is with the cow, and I'm going to rant, I'm going to go all over the place. So I apologize. The thing with the Cowboys, what just stuck in my mind, and I hope I'm wrong. It's week 5. I'm not going to sit here and throw. I know some people are burning their jerseys and throwing it. It's one game. It's one game, but it's a bad game. But the thing is, the Cowboys remind me of a bully, a bully that talks, and a bully, remember those kids that used to, when you're in like 3rd grade, the 5th graders would just intimidate you and this and that.
Yeah.
But then the 3rd grader punches you in the mouth and the bully just kind of retreats. That's what it seemed like to the Cowboys is they come out tough. And then when someone punches them right back in the mouth, it's like they back off. And it just seemed like they just played on their heels all game. And we won't even, we can spend an hour on Dak Prescott, with him, but it was just a bad, I don't know, just a bad loss. And 49ers are a great team. I gave them the respects. I said, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. I'm calling them the man, and we did not get it done. So,
well, Mark, I saw Mark say it's not no. We should swap coaches. You don't want Kyle Shanahan as your coach because you blow big leads in the second half of Super Bowls, throwing the ball instead of running it. You don't want him as your. But I tell you, no, their defense is so freaking good.
Yeah,
I can't say. Look what you guys threw up against the Patriots last week. I know the Patriots aren't a great team, but you did what you had to do. You stomped them. Right.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago against the Cardinals, I know you had a couple injury, offensive linemen hurt. You had trouble with the short game. But still, you scored points. That team just, I was stunned.
Well, and with the Cowboys, and all the fans in here, you guys live this life. Is if they don't start out fast, it's like, and they lose the rhythm. And then when they got the ball, I'm like, I wanted the defense. I figured this defense will set the tone. And then they went right down on the field. And obviously, I think on that plot, I think on that drive, there were some penalties that helped them, self-inflicted, not blaming the refs. Don't yell at me. I was like, all right, well, the Cowboys have to answer. They got to answer with something. Then when they went 3 and out, I'm like, I told my son, man, it's going to be a long day. He just felt it. He just felt it. And then they kind of weathered the storm. But, Dak Prescott, I might have been ultra, with Cooks. How do you miss that throw? Miss so many other throws, and he just looked like he was playing scared. And I talked about it. I think Sunday morning is like you can't play scared against these guys. He's going to have to sling it. If he throws a pick, he throws a pick, but you can't play scared. I didn't tell him to throw 3 picks. At the end, it almost looked like he was just gave up. I hate to. I never want to use the word quit with a team, but it just looked like things started snowballing so far out of hand. It just seemed like he gave up a little bit, man. It was tough. It was tough to watch, man.
Hey, Steve, Ritter put up 329. We actually started throwing to London and pitch yesterday, so I don't want to do anything just yet. But to your point, yes, he looked like they smelled the blood in the waters of 49ers because, like you said, you guys Dak Prescott looked timid. Your offense looked timid. right? Even on that touchdown play, it was almost look. He got separation from the defensive back. It was a great, beautiful catch, but it even looked like he was throwing off his back foot and almost lofted it. That could have been a disaster right there.
Yeah. No, I apologize. I forgot to send
It's
the
okay.
link to Uncle Cheech. I get
Oh,
so riled up. And I just had to tell him real quick. And but let me just say, yeah, I mean, it's just it was, God, I don't know. I don't know what you guys feel in the chat. Are you over it yet? Because I am just still so frustrated about the game. And what about the running game? Never got the running game going. I mean, Pollard couldn't get anything going. The Cowboys, I mean, if you look at it defensively, I don't, again, there's enough blame to go around, but they held McCaffrey a little bit, for a while. I mean, he really didn't get big yards per carry. The other guy ended up breaking a big run, but I think the Cowboys gave up by then. But it just seems like the Cowboys just weren't prepared. So, I mean, you got to throw it on the coaches. You got to throw it. But I'm a players guy, man. These players, they talked all the hype. Dak Prescott, when you came out of the win against New England, right? The reporter asked me a question. Now you're trying to piss me off. Had to F around and find out shirt. I mean, you guys put it out there. We all followed your lead. I'm getting annihilated on TikTok. I'm getting annihilated on all these social media platforms because he's son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. But, so I'm paying the price. The fans are paying the price. And it just, it's like, God, man, you can't continue down the same path. And we talked about Dak Prescott, and someone said, do you make a quarterback change? And I said it at the beginning of the year. I said at the beginning of the year, you let the season play out. But if the results are the same, you can't continue down the same path.
no.
And they're in a financial situation, but maybe that's why they got Trey Lance. You just kind of take the hit. We got a call coming in. Let me
All right.
You got control the show, Jimmy.
And that was my thought at the beginning of the season. Or when that trade happened, I told you, and my thought on the outside looking in was that has Dak looking over his back shoulder, getting Lance. That was my thought the whole time. And you know what? That might happen. I know this is Cowboys talk mainly tonight after yesterday's shit show, but we had Ritter was on the chopping block this week, and he showed up yesterday, 329 yards, a couple touchdowns. So he answered the call this week. Dak Prescott has to. You guys can't be, going up and down like this and expect to, you're going to have 500. How about Dak to Atlanta trade? Now, Steve, I'll pass on that one, bro. I will pass on that one. Who's Ritter? Ritter. Yeah, he was 330 and 2 touchdowns yesterday. Had 2 Ritters. No, your audio's off.
State, okay? Up by in the Syracuse area here, home of Gerald Johnson, the Moose. Okay?
You saw the Moose on my show, I hope.
Of course I did. He was a big time fullback for the Syracuse University Orangemen back when Syracuse was actually a good football team.
Oh, I remember that.
But that's a whole other story for another day. Yeah. So you look at last night's game. It was a catastrophe amongst many levels. I mean, I'm not underestimating this. Hear me out here, though. Figure this out here. Go back to the 1992 season, the year we won the Super Bowl. We played Philadelphia on a Monday night, and they throttled us 31-7. Remember that game?
I actually talked about it on the intro. Yep.
You talked about it. Okay. So, and that's a different team, though. But we came back to that. Many people had us count us up. Philly. And Emmitt Smith came back on the day after Halloween, rushed for like 163 yards. And then we met him in the playoffs. We throttled them. I'm not saying this team can do this, but here's what I'm going to say. I think Dallas is going to make the playoffs, and Dallas can definitely win a playoff game. The question now is, though, can they win it at Philly or can they win at San Francisco? After last night, the answer is no. So I'm all over the place. I just don't know what to think after last night. This team is too talented not to make the playoffs. But there's some concerns going forward now.
Yeah.
Had they won the game last night, we could say, oh well, you only won. It's only October. Who cares? And Mike. By the way, I love your videos. You've been all hyped up last night. All people have been, there's a Cowboys. They win a game in October. Oh, whippy whoop. But if we lose a game in October, we stink.
Yeah.
What I'll say is this though, I don't like George Kittle going out there wearing the shirt that says, you know what, about Dallas. I'm gonna say it's we as a society and sports we overreact. You're as good as your last game. Anything can happen. You can get blown out one game, and then hopefully down the road we get this opportunity. But come on, man, that was embarrassing. I'm talking. I'm rambling on. I just could not understand what was going on last night.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
let me help you.
Here.
Let me help you, Darrell. So let me just think this. So you watch, we watched the game, and I talked about it Sunday. Maybe you agree or disagree, and let me know your honest opinion. I said this game was so much about the psyche of the team, and they've bullied us the last two games in the playoffs. They embarrassed us, right? I mean, it is what it is. We lost those games because we got pushed around, and Dak didn't play his best game. I was hopeful to see the Cowboys play a much better game, to see them play the way they did. My concern is how do they recover? How do they recover from this? Is it gonna, there's been comments in here with Ultra talking about could this affect the locker room with the team against Dak Prescott? Played another bad game at a big moment. I mean, what is your thoughts of moving forward? What do you need to see from this team? I hear people saying, oh, they need to be 3-1. Me personally, in the next few games, you look at the next 5 games. They got the Chargers, the bye, then they got the Rams, Eagles, Giants, Panthers at the Eagles. They should go 4-1. Now, if they go 4-1, they're 7-3 with 7 games left. You gotta be feeling pretty good if you're a Cowboys fan.
Well, absolutely, I agree with everything you're saying. The first thing I'll say is this: as much as last night's loss stunk, the Arizona one is the one that could cost us.
Yeah,
that was a game you had to win. That was basically a home game. That game you had to take care of. But it is what it is. My youngest son is a Chargers fan, and everyone's worried about the Chargers. I've watched Chargers. I've watched my youngest son suffer for years in the Chargers. They find ways to lose games. They're almost kind of like Dallas. So Dallas is going to have another home field advantage next Monday night. That's a game they absolutely have to win. I'm telling you, the Chargers find ways to lose games. I've never seen anything like it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's a game that we have to win. We have to beat the Rams. We need to win our next 2 games going to Philly. That's Jimmy. That's the bottom line. We have to win our next 2 games going to Philly, and I think Philly's beatable. But after last night, I mean, you don't know. I mean, look, we lose the Chargers, it's going to be a free-for-all chaos. It's going to be, it's Mike McCarthy's getting fired. We're going to bring in Trey Lance. We're going to trade Dak Prescott. I mean, they're going to say shut the team down. So we have got to beat the Chargers before we go into bye. Absolutely, this is by far their biggest game.
Yeah,
coming up right here. This is as far as I'm concerned, it's the season. We lose the Chargers. I don't think we recover.
I'm with you. It turned into a much bigger game than we hoped. But hey, I got another call. I want to try and get people in, but I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Definitely, bro.
Right.
Take care.
All right, take care. Bye.
Call from
Biggie.
I got to go old school.
But
so people, when you call, if I'm on the phone with someone, it's hard for me. I can't really click over. So I think Ultra called in. So Ultra, as soon as my next man hangs up, give me a call back. What's going on, man? How's it going?
Okay, Sarge.
You good? You there?
Hey. Yeah. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, man?
I think we'll be all right. I think that I don't know how it's going to be as far as psyche goes the team, but I think that the defense should rebound. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see him again in the playoffs, right?
Do you want to see him again in the playoffs, or have you seen enough?
Yeah.
And would you prefer another path?
Well, I won't mind it either way because until we beat them, they've got our number, right?
Yeah. Do you think styles make fights? Do you think because the Eagles just seem like they match up better? We match up better with them for whatever reason. Obviously, rivalry probably plays a point. We play them a lot, but it just seems like the 49ers. We just and disagree with me if you feel differently. But I don't know if I think I might have seen enough of these guys for a little while.
Yeah, but let me interject here.
The 49er team this year and the 49er team last year is tremendous difference, right? So the team I seen on the field last night against our Cowboys was a Super Bowl caliber team, without a doubt. They might go undefeated, and that's me being honest.
You guys, I wouldn't worry too much about the Eagles right now. The Eagles, their defense is allowing a lot of points this season so far. So Eagles aren't the issue right now. Look at being a Falcons fan, we can win the NFC South. If we play San Francisco, that's a problem. I mean,
Yeah.
they are a wrecking machine right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, San Francisco is going to be a problem. But I mean, how pivotal is this Chargers game for you? You know, looking at the psyche of the team. Do they got to come out and they got to make a
We got to
statement?
win.
McCarthy's never
Yeah,
lost
we gotta
back-to-back
win.
games. He's never lost back-to-back games with the Cowboys.
Right. I think Kellen Moore is going to have a little grudge, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a dogfight in the first half. But I do believe we'll overcome it, because if we don't, we're screwed. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, I think
we've got to win this game.
I think the psyche of the team. I think there's a lot, and and we just got to see better play. But man, I appreciate you taking the time to call in, brother.
Yep. You too, buddy. Good to talk to you.
All right, thanks.
Take it easy.
All right.
So what I wanted to throw out there to Cowboys fans, so they were interviewing CeeDee Lamb after the game. One of the reporters asked, "What's the identity of the Cowboys?" He looks down, he looks all over. He didn't have an answer. So that's tough. I don't know, man. If you have a team, one of your top players on your team who doesn't know the identity of the team and had to search around for it, that's a problem.
All right, I'm just going to pick these up because it's just easy. I know who this is. I know this number. This has got to be my man Ultra.
That's who it is.
I knew it was
Ultra.
What's up, my brother? How are you?
I just want to bring it. All right. I think this game is like, I knew they were going to lose this game. I wanted actually them to lose this game because they need some humble pie, like I call it.
Yeah. Did you want to see lose this bad though, or I mean, or is this? You think this is a recipe they need?
This is a recipe they need. I actually thought the score should have been 28-17, but penalties happened on 2 key third downs, and Dak throwing to the cheerleader instead of Cook. That the game was actually, if you looked a little bit closer, it wasn't as bad as people really tend to believe that it actually was.
It got out of hand
now,
at the end.
People tend to underestimate Mike McCarthy. I remember back in 2016, we went up to Green Bay, and we thrashed them. It was like 31-10 or 31-16, and then he came back in the playoffs in our house and took it to us.
Yeah.
So one thing I have faith in Mike McCarthy, he can adjust. Now my big problem is the quarterback. I've been saying it for 2 years. It's just like I tell Jimmy, Dak is our Aaron Boone. He doesn't have the leadership qualities that you need to have to be as a killer.
God help you.
He doesn't get in players' faces.
He doesn't, did it? I mean,
smiling over there if he throws the interception.
Yes.
He was too complacent. Hey, Ultra, I want to ask you something.
I think what's going to happen now with them is I actually think that if they don't get their things in order, you can start seeing little cracks in the locker room. You see, when Micah's face is starting to act, he was not too happy with that. Nobody knows more talent than players inside the locker room. They know who can play and can't play. Now this is the third time that Dak has laid an egg against a team that they need to get over the hump.
Yeah.
Now, Mike.
I think is what the Cowboys need to do due to all the injuries. They need to move Michael full time to linebacker, blitz him everywhere from everywhere, cover there, rotate Sam Williams, Dorrance Armstrong, D-Law, and Dante Fowler. And I think we'll be fine. I'm a pessimist and stuff like that. I knew they would start slow. The only thing I took positive of the game was when I saw the video of Tyler Smith bodying Fred Warner threw him like 7 yards. So the other problem I had is you had your two most physical players that you could just go tell them hit them, and Mozzie Smith and Sam Williams, and they hardly got any snaps.
Yeah. No, they were.
So we'll be fine. I think they'll beat the Chargers 28-21. They'll come out of the bye. They'll make some adjustments. And the other thing is, I would call Minnesota if you're going to move Micah to linebacker full time. See what it takes to get Daniel Hunter.
Yeah. No, I
think defense will be fine. And and my last thing, and I'll let you guys go. I underestimated the value of Diggs. Diggs is the glue of that secondary.
Yeah. No, I did too. I thought they'd be able to overcome that, but right now it doesn't seem like they are. But let me ask you something. At what point would you ever make a quarterback change? At one point this season, or we just got to ride it out and whatever happens.
No, because I think if you lose to the bye and he plays like this, I think coming out of the bye, you need to actually look at probably certain Trey Lance and see what you have before the draft comes around.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, at some point, I mean, I love and I love all my Cowboys, and I support Dak if he's a starting quarterback. But what we saw is Sunday. It's just too reminiscent, and it's just doesn't give you good feelings, man.
Ultra, you're asking Ultra about Dak
And,
Prescott? That was a
I know,
bad move, man.
I know. Well, he
and
told me.
let's remember this on the positive. On the positive side, you remember back last year, the 49ers just had to acquire Christian McCaffrey and played the Chiefs, got blown out like 43-23.
Yeah.
Garoppolo goes down, they insert Purdy, and then they take off. So maybe Javi put that Trey Lance isn't ready to play yet. How do you know that? If you play scared, you're going to keep on going through. We keep on going through all the same things. We lived the Romo years. All the good teams move on from bad quarterbacks. We just keep on. We just want to be relevant.
No, I'm with you, and I almost think it's like I tweeted to somebody. If Dallas got to the Super Bowl with Dak, it's not because of him. It's they probably made him a very manageable, whatever they want to call it. They like to call it game manager. And you could do that with Cooper Rush. You could do that with Trey Lance if he's not improving. Now Dak is a great, he could be a top quarterback when he's on, but something mentally, and sometimes it's just that way. I mean, Romo had it in big games. It's just he never could get it done. And you look at Purdy. Boy, was I wrong at Purdy, and now it cost me a steak dinner at a very fine restaurant. So Purdy looks like the real deal. His decision making's fast, and he doesn't have all the attributes that some of these guys have, but he's got it between the ears where he's reading defenses faster than anybody.
And one good thing that Trey Lance has, he has legs. He will run.
Yeah.
No, but I think with Trey Lance, it's decision making. His decision making is spot on. He rarely makes a mistake.
Yeah. No, Purdy. Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, Ultra, man, I always love you, and I even love it more when you call in the show.
All right. You guys take care and stay positive.
Love you, Ultra.
All right. Take care. I'll see you.
All right.
All right. Bye. Man, I never thought the day would be Ultra's picking me up, getting me hyped up, getting me ready to make sure I don't fold. But I never will with the Cowboys. Like I told you, I go down with the ship. I'm going down with the ship. I'm like the captain, and I will go down with it. But I won't. You can't ride the same one forever. And again, Dak it's been 8 years, and he's a good quarterback. And like I said, I'm not trying to knock him, but at some point, when the results are the same every year, you got to do something, right?
Exactly. You can't, what's insanity is doing the same thing over and over, right? But you're the captain of the ship. There might be a mutiny. It's like some of the, the callers and commenters have said, you don't know what's going on in the locker room. Is there shit going on in the locker room right now? And people are, some of the players like, all right, we need a change here. You got Parsons blaming the coaches. You got who knows what's going on in the locker room. But I don't know if you heard me. I think you were taking the phone or picking up the phone. CeeDee Lamb was interviewed after the game. And when they asked him, what is the identity of this Dallas Cowboys team? And he looks and he didn't have an answer. And that's a problem.
Well, he's frustrated. He has every right to be. I mean, you saw some of the plays. Des Bryant kind of tweeted about it. I know Kelly kind of tweeted about it. You see it out there. I mean, CeeDee's a playmaker, and and McCarthy talked about it at the press conference this afternoon. Is that they got to get him more involved, and they got to get it. And you saw a couple plays where he was open, and Dak just didn't look his way. And I think you got to look CeeDee's way, and it's almost like you saw what happened with maybe Monday is going to be that same game. Jamar Chase came out and said, "I'm always effing open," or whatever he said. He ends up getting 15 catches for God knows how many yards and touchdowns. So you got to think the Cowboys are going to come out strong. Dak is a competitor. Again, sometimes it's tough love, but we got to be real. We can't sugarcoat everything and make it all sunshine and rainbows. We got to win big games. And Dak has won some big games, but San Francisco was a test. It was a test because these guys knocked us out of the playoffs 2 years in a row. Now, I'll go back in time to the 90s Cowboys, and there was a team, the Green Bay Packers, and I talked about with Brian brought us on Cam's show, that every year we beat the Packers, and every year in the playoffs that we played them, we beat them, and they finally won the Super Bowl, and they didn't play us. And I asked Brian, because he was on the Green Bay staff, were the Packers, were they upset about that? They leave a hole in their heart or this and that? He said, some of them did, but we said, you don't want no part of them. You don't want no part of them because they just don't match up well against them, and they beat them every time. And maybe that's just the way it is with San Francisco. I don't know, but none of the games have I've ever felt Dallas was, when you're in the game, I think we win, but during the game, it just never had that winning thought going across my mind. It always just seemed that we were being outplayed and out physicaled and stuff like that. And you just don't, I don't know.
No, and you know what? In the third quarter, there was a lot of TVs across this country getting shut off because that game, everybody knew was over at that point.
Yeah, highest rated Sunday night game though.
No, but I'm just saying, those people knew it was over at that point. But like I said before, the Eagles, they're a beatable team. I don't care what anybody says. They're giving up a lot of points.
They're every team has their flaw. And San Francisco, I mean, let's not put them up to the greatest 72 undefeated. They've got their flaws too. I mean, they had some rough games. I'm telling you, styles make fights. And the fight with Dallas, I just think it's a bad. You remember Apollo Creed? Remember what his trainer told him when he wanted to fight Rocky one more time?
Oh, it's all wrong for us, babe. 49ers are all wrong for you, babe.
Don't need that kind of man
in our lives. Hey, so now the bigger kick in the nuts is you guys, I think you lost Van Der Esch and you lost one of your special teams.
Van Der Esch is probably going to be gone for a while. We got another call. Van Der Esch is gone, and then Van Der Esch is gone, and Goodwin's gone.
He's like one of your kick returners or something.
Hey, what's up? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's your name? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Hey, no, I'm sorry, it's Falcon. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? You doing? Are you doing all right? You still down? Ultra picked me up. Now you see what Ultra, my man who's killing me with the Cowboys. He was able to pick me up. What are you gonna do? You bringing me down or picking me up?
No, it's a long ass season. Let's be honest about this. It is a long season. There's 17 games. It's not week one and you're out. Like that's not what we're about here. Every team stumbles. There's been one team that hasn't, right? Yeah. Nobody's going to be that again. Let's just be honest about that. But taking a hit like this and then Micah coming out today and saying now it's personal because of the F Dallas shirt, I don't understand why this hasn't been personal. We've heard this before from him. He said it going into this season. So I am really curious about the leadership in the locker room, and I'm not tearing apart Dak. I'm not tearing apart Micah. None of them. Who's going to step up and be that dude and says enough is enough and here's what's happening?
Yeah, and I'm with you. And the thing is, the shirt didn't bother me. When he had that F Dallas shirt, he was only going to wear it when he got in the end zone. And what they should have done is if someone saw it and it pissed you off, don't let him get in again and lay his ass out. I mean, that's the way that it used to be done. That's the way that we did it in the past. These players, it was personal. And that's why I say is I just don't, to me, the guy, I don't see Tank exchanging jerseys after the game. I mean, Tank, he's a very underappreciated guy in the Cowboys and their defense. And I know he got some heat back in the day with the Hot Boys and all that stuff, but he cares and he gets angry and he's physical and he's got to be the one that's kind of straightens out their locker room and gets these guys' mindset right. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the jersey swap. Like, I know they're buds outside of the game, and after it, it is what it is type deal. It's 2 minutes, and then you go in the locker room and you basically berate all your buddies on this. But no, I'm not too concerned with that. We needed, when he lifted his shirt up and showed that, the very first thought that went through my head is, where's George Teague?
Yeah.
Where is Teague? Because I need him out there to lay this dude out right now and just stand over him, take the penalty, but send the message.
Yeah. No, I can tell you, George Teague, he wouldn't allow it. And I talked to Eugene. He wanted to pop in, so hopefully he's going to be popping in. But he's still recovering from surgery. But we talked about the jersey swap, and he said it would never happen. Casillas retweeted it. It's not that you did it. It's probably the timing wasn't the best, right? I mean, you didn't lose a close game. You got the shit beat out of you. I can't put it any other way. Maybe you do it in the locker room. Maybe you say, hey, man, I'll catch you next week, off season or whatever. I just think optically – on a national stage where the Cowboys are going to get absolutely annihilated in the media, you just gave a little bit more fuel to the fire. But like you said, is it a big deal? It's probably not in the grand scheme of things. I'm just surprised that you'd even want to stay out there. My ass would have been in the locker room.
You should want to be so pissed off. You just want to be off the field and out of there.
Yeah. And so, he didn't look happy in his defense,
No, he did not look happy in the pictures at all. He looked pretty pissed about it. So it is what it is. But again, let's not be talking about playoffs. Let's talk about the next game and the next game and the next game.
One
That's
game
all it
at a
is.
time. How big is this game against the Chargers mean to you? I mean,
Well, I'm going. So,
what's your
Yeah.
record, first of
I
all,
might-
before we send you?
well, that's the thing is I went to the Cardinal game and we lost that. So I might just be tailgating outside and root from there. But my buddy that I'm going with, his wife's best friend is the DA in LA County.
Yeah.
And the other buddy I'm going with, his fiance is an attorney, a defense attorney. So I'm good if I get arrested, but I might have to. I'm just letting y'all know if Dallas loses that game, I might be gone for a little while. Okay?
Well, you make a deal with me. If things go a little south, I need you to get out of that stadium before the game is over to allow us time to get the bad mojo out. How's that?
If you guys see me text the word banana, you already know that's the code word. All right, you guys.
No, man, I appreciate you jumping in. I think I lost you. You there, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm here.
I think we lost him. Oh, okay.
Hey, it's like Tom Hagen said to Sonny, it's business, it's not personal.
No.
It's reversed.
Absolutely.
This time it is personal.
No. And, hey, we're going to change it up just for a quick minute because Uncle Cheech, you think the Cowboys and the Canes had a bad weekend. My man, Uncle Cheech, I mean, not his greatest weekend, but I think he's got some stuff up his sleeve to hopefully right the wrong. But let me see here. Where do I got to go? Sorry. Get this, get everything right. And here we go. Let's get Uncle Cheech has got to get his entrance music. All right, Uncle Cheech, let's bring you in. Here he is, Uncle Cheech. How you doing?
What's up, guys?
Oh,
you doing?
well, you can see it's a happening Cowboys day. You know, you're an insider. Did you even being an insider, did you have any inclination of what you were going to see on Sunday night?
No, I didn't think I'd see that. I thought it'd be
No.
a close game. Really surprised. But let me tell you something. I'd rather lose like that than the way my beloved Canes lost.
Oh,
That's all I can tell you.
Well, I think that was a debacle. And it was funny. I'll just tell the quick story just to kind of change up. Then we're going to get back to the Cowboys. But I watched the game, and I was home alone, and my wife and kids went to Orlando. So I'm watching the game, and the Cowboys get the the Canes get the 15-yard face mask. I said, the game's over. They're just going to kneel it. I go and let the dogs out. I shut the TV off. I go in my room, and my phone it starts buzzing. It's my son saying, we need to fire every coach. And I said, we won. Why are we, let's not overreact. Not the best game, but we won. He goes, we lost. And I said, what? He goes, turn on the TV. I turn on the TV and the Georgia Tech fans or the team celebrating and we lost.
Somebody flew a banner over Dolphin Stadium yesterday. Fire Mario Cristobal with the plane, like they did the Butch. Yeah. I saw it. I don't know if it's true, but I saw it on the YouTube or one of them. They flew the plane with the banner around.
Wow, it was inexcusable. But more importantly, let's get to these picks. So you guys, if you had a bad week with the Cowboys, even worse week if you're a Cowboys and Canes fan, this is your opportunity. We bring Uncle Cheech, Vegas insider for you guys who don't know already. He's a legend in the industry. He outdoes all those other jabronis that you see all over all the network TVs and ESPN and all this crap. They all want to try and hire him, but his price tag is a little too steep. So what do you got this week?
All right. Well, first of all, I was 2-2 last week.
Yep.
But I hit my lock again. That's 6 in a row. If you played my lock from day one, you won 6 straight. So keep that in mind.
That's a lot of Scott All.
That's why one team, 6 straight. You already got almost a down payment for that new Toyota. Okay, my first game, I'm going back to college a little bit. Going to be Louisville at Pitt. I'm going to take Louisville -8. Louisville, people are they're not paying attention to that team. They're undefeated. They just beat the hell out of Notre Dame.
Beat Notre Dame, absolutely.
People aren't paying attention to that team, so I'm going to take a shot with them this week. Then I'm going to go Oregon and Washington, which is a big game. They're both undefeated. I really like the Washington team. I like their quarterback. So I'm going to take Washington -3.
I think Cam's a Washington fan. One of our friends in the Cowboys Nation. They'll definitely if that I believe it's Washington. So she'll be happy to hear that. So
Good
what do
team.
we got? We're looking at our what are we doing? Upset of the week. What do
My
we got?
upset is going to be Seattle +2.5 at Cincinnati.
There you go.
Cincinnati's not playing that well.
Man, they put it on. They played pretty damn good. You saw Chase. That doesn't worry you?
We'll see.
All right. All right.
Hey, I listen to Uncle Cheech, and I never come home with empty pockets.
So then let's talk about the lock. This is where the money's made. Lock of the week. You're 6-0. I can't believe the spread is this low, but go ahead.
I don't want to pour salt into your wound, but I'm going to take the 49ers at Cleveland. 49ers -5. They looked, I don't want to describe how they look. They really look good. I mean, they just completely shut you down. I thought you guys had a regular, real formidable team.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear Micah Parsons' name mentioned.
No, they neutralized him. They did. We're going to get into that more, but yeah, they
no turnovers all year.
Yeah. Who? Purdy? Who are you talking about? Yeah. No, I am wrong for all my Cowboys people. I am wrong, or the San Francisco people, I should say. I did not think Purdy was as good as he was. I was wrong.
I didn't either.
I've been telling you guys since the beginning of the season, man. That guy's no joke.
And it cost me a very heavy dinner at a good steakhouse of Malik Rozier. You probably shouldn't bet about a quarterback with a quarterback. That's probably not a recipe for success for me. So,
but anyway, I think they'll handle Cleveland. What's that massage parlor guy, the quarterback on there? Cleveland's quarterback.
Oh, Deshaun Watson? Yeah. Yeah.
Baby oil bandit, whatever they want to call him.
What's those happy endings?
Yeah. No.
I think they'll handle him easily. I mean, their defense was just smothering.
No.
I mean, really physical. I mean, it was a beautiful sight to see. I'm not for you guys.
Doesn't matter with you.
It was a beautiful sight to see a team play like that.
Well, I'm not happy.
I'm sorry for it happened to you, but they'll do it to every team. It won't be just you.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's like I said, styles make fights, and I think I think they're just a bad matchup.
Speaking of, I went to that fight 2 weeks ago. Not the name. Canelo?
Yeah.
Good thing I didn't pay for the ticket. I would have wanted a refund. That bum they put in there with him, he was just in there for a check. He wasn't in there to win. He was just trying to survive, get that paycheck, go home.
A tomato can they put him in with.
Oh, he was supposed to be undisputed champion, whatever he is, but he was a bum.
Yeah.
Should have put him there with Spider Rico or Joe Zack.
Yeah.
Now, who would I ask? Spider Rico?
Spider Rico, yeah. He's a good fighter in his day.
Oh. Well, let me ask you, as a man who's been around the block and you know all the, you don't need to give predictions because we don't want any jinxes, but you saw what happened with Dallas. You see the psyche. You think the psyche of this team. How pivotal do you think their next game is? Do they got to really come out and dominate and win that game?
I don't know about dominate. They got to win.
Yeah.
If they can dominate, all the better. But they need the win.
They're going into a bye week, and boy, oh boy, if you go into a 2-game losing streak on a bye week, that's going to be
that's a problem.
And who's after the bye? Got the Eagles coming up soon.
Well, they got the Rams, who the Rams are no pushover, and then they're at the Eagles.
Well, I kind of agree with Jimmy. I think the Eagles look beatable. They're giving up points.
Yeah.
I mean, the games they played have been closer than they should be.
No.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, no, but they keep. The thing is they keep winning. We're 2 back now.
Yeah,
if you fall them again, you're going 3 back.
That's the bottom line. They keep winning.
Yeah. I mean, they're racking up the wins, and right now we're sitting at 3-2. I thought we'd be 4-1 right now, so I'm a game off. But I think they can go on a little bit of run. I think we'll be where I thought we would be after after 10 games if they go 4-1 over the next 5.
I'm watching your friend on this morning, Stephen A.
Oh yeah, what's he say? He had to have it.
He had the hat on and the jersey.
Yeah,
cowboy jersey, cowboy hat.
Yeah, he was. I'm sure
Actually,
he was loving
at the Miami game at the ACC. He said that coach is lucky I didn't have a post-game interview. He said he had to do something, talking about Cristobal.
Oh, he was there?
Yeah, he was there with the ACC crew. We watch ACC Network.
Yeah.
Wow. He said he's lucky he didn't have the post-game interview with him.
Well, I think with Miami, the problem, I don't know if Miami recovers from the college side. I think those kids were devastated. I think they just, the coach should have never been put in that position, the defense or the running back.
They won the game. The coach lost.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah.
But they got a big test. They got 4 games ahead of them. I mean, it's only like you said, all right, it's one game. This is one game too. If they could run the table, which is highly unlikely, but not impossible, then people forget all about it. They were talking about firing them. Who are you going to get? Number one. Number two, they paid him $80 million. He ain't going no place.
No.
People are crazy. They lose. All right. He cost them the game.
He did.
But,
yeah, but it sucks because this ain't like other sports, man. One game in football, that can screw you.
Well, that's absolutely true.
That's what sucks.
It's not like baseball, you play 150 games or whatever. I don't even know who's playing in the playoffs in baseball.
Oh.
No.
Obviously the Rays didn't know they had a playoff game because they had nobody there.
No, I tell you what, and the Rangers. So look at the Rangers. I mean, you get hot at the right time in some of these sports. That's why I say with football, again, you digest. We get all the anger out, and in the chat, I know there's anger and there's this and there's some positivity. After today, you got to focus on the next game. You don't have time to linger, even as a fan, because it's one game. Like I brought up, Miami put 70 on the Broncos. Everyone anointed them as the Super Bowl. No other team like this. Then they get absolutely beat down by the Bills 49-20, and no one made a huge deal. Oh, they lost, and they go on to the next game. Then they win. It's just
who was the upset I gave you? I told you over in England. Who did I tell you would win that game? Remember we talked?
No, you said the Jaguars stayed and they were going to win.
They stayed in England. Buffalo flew.
Yep.
And they got beat. I could have used that as my upset special, but.
First of all, that's a bunch, and I know I'm not going to go off at a tangent, but that's a bunch of bullshit. The only reason why they stayed there is because their owner owns the same stadium that the soccer team plays
Whatever.
So they had a 3-week vacation. These other teams got to fly back and forth. That's a bunch of crap.
That's just the way it goes. I mean,
it's proven. All they care about is money.
Me. If you get an added edge, use it.
If you can't win fair, cheat.
Right.
Cheat.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Cheat and cheat, they used to call it.
All right, Uncle Cheech. We will see you next time, maybe on Wednesday. We'll see what happens.
All right, guys.
All right.
Take it easy.
You'll be fine. Don't worry. You'll be fine. As long as you get in the playoffs, that's the whole key. And then how you play, like you said at the end. Make the playoffs. You'll meet them again.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you.
Grazie.
All right. Take care. That was Uncle Cheech. Let's get this thing back home. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I can patch you in. You just want to come on the phone?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Give me about 10 minutes, okay? Give me 10 minutes. I'll call you right back.
Call me right back. All right, bye.
All right, cool.
Eugene had something he wanted to say, so
I can imagine.
So
I got a lot to say.
We're gonna get Eugene Lockhart on here. He's gonna be calling in. Like I said, he's still recovering, but he's a lot. He's being honest. He's in a lot of pain. You want to talk about a tough guy? He had to get, and he told me this, so it's, and he said to share it. I've told you guys he had a tumor in his head, in the back of his neck, and he got it taken out. Sent me the pictures while I was trying to eat dinner. I wasn't happy about that, but he did it with no anesthesia.
What?
I mean, you're talking about. I mean, this is a Rambo kind of guy, but that's the mentality of some of these players back in the day. It was just at a different time. So no, Eugene's very passionate. He's very upset, so he's going to be coming in. But But really, Jimmy, looking at the league and looking what the Cowboys are at, let's just focus on the NFC. That's all you and I care about. We won't even focus on the AFC right now. But you look at the landscape of the NFC. You got Detroit, who's they're 4-1. They're looking good. You got the Niners. You got obviously the Philly that they're undefeated. So you got those teams. You got Seattle's been playing okay. Atlanta obviously had a nice win. What are you guys, 3-2 now?
3-2, yeah.
3-2. Are you leading the division?
No, Tampa Bay is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tampa's they had a bye.
But they had a bye week.
Yeah.
We got them in 2 weeks.
Okay. So it's still, to me, San Francisco just seems to be right now here, and then you've got the other teams that are kind of packed in together. Maybe you put Philly above the pack team, and then you have the pack team. So it's still a long season. There's no time to panic on really anyone's side. But what do you think of the NFC is kind of how it's shaping out through the first quarter?
Okay, like you said, right now the Niners are in a league of their own. The Lions, though, that's the big one. I mean, they're putting up points like it's going out of style. They're just kicking ass. So that's the team that's surprising me. Not that they're winning, but the way they're winning.
Yeah.
Right. They stomped a mud hole in them yesterday. It was no joke,
No, and do you think? I know Ultra said Dallas is better than the Eagles. Do you think Dallas would split with the Eagles, or do you think Dallas could sweep the Eagles?
Dallas could sweep the Eagles because again they're giving up points, and Hurts has not. I mean, he had a good game yesterday. But he's not been throwing up stellar stats every game, right? His stats have been, average at times. In two or three of the games, they were average, right? Actually, one of the games was bad stats, and they're giving up points. So they're a beatable team. I think you guys can beat them. I think you can beat them twice. You got to get your act together, man.
No, they do. And I saw that, I don't watch. For some reason, I don't watch Micah Parsons' podcast. He don't watch mine, so I ain't watching his.
Exactly.
But he went on a rant about George Kittle's shirt. Too bad. I mean, I don't know. Too bad. Shut him up. Everyone, if you dish it out, you got to take it. Now, I went on. I addressed. People said you ain't going to come out on after the game. I addressed the game. I gave credit where credit was due. I got annihilated on social media. I dealt with it. I'm not crying about it.
You answered people. You answered people on social media. I saw some of it. One of our good buddy of mine was breaking your ball.
I did. I'm not gonna hide from it. But hey, if you didn't want him to show that shirt, you should have did something about it. And if you saw the shirt, how about you do something about it, like George Teague did? You talk about the defender of the star when he laid out Terrell Owens. Yes. How about you do something like that? And you know what I mean? And you show it. So I think we got another caller. Hang on.
All right. Yeah, I don't think Philly's the cream of the crop, man.
No.
You Cowboys, they're a very beatable team. I wouldn't worry about them right now.
What's going on? Who we got on the show?
Hey, this is Josh Child.
Hey, what's up, Josh?
I was going to send out a message to Mike Tagg. He made
I'm here. You're talking to him. You're talking to him.
Hey, you made a hype video for Empire High School a couple years ago.
I did. I remembered. You guys sent me a jersey. Absolutely.
I saw the show. I'm watching the Cowboy Cave right now. I thought I'd just shout out to you and say thanks again.
No problem. How's the team looking this year?
Hey, we're sitting 4-1 right now, so we're not too bad.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I still tell that story. It was actually one of the great things that you asked me to do, and it was fun. And to get some of the messages I got from some of the players about appreciate it and just the respect they had and appreciation, man, I still get chills about it. So anytime you guys need a little hype, all you got to do is message me, man. I'm a fan for life.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Thank you, and I enjoy watching your videos. Keep it going, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
Go
Take
Cowboys.
Care. Yes.
Take it easy, bro.
Yeah. I did that a few years ago. That was a cool experience. They were getting ready for the playoffs and wanted hype. They never made it out of the first. I think they had trouble getting out of the first round or something. So we hyped them up. They won it, and we did it again. And it's a small town in Oklahoma. So it was Empire High School.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
We bring the hype, of course. They called the right guy.
And I can bring that. If you guys are feeling down, all you got to do is hit me up on Cameo, and you can get I'll pick you up. I'll do whatever you guys need. I've done wedding proposals. I've done birthdays. So all you gotta do is hit me up on Cameo, and I love doing those. I've done probably 200. But it's a lot of fun. So anyway. But back to the story. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You posted that,
That's all right.
Angelic. Yeah. Dallas losing Diggs, maybe I underestimated. I think Ultra did. And you feel that with the pass rush that, Jimmy, you can, in the game, you can get by if you got the pass rush. But if you don't got the pass rush, it could be a lot of trouble. But maybe the leadership he brought, the veteran presence in the secondary and just that being that leader, that's something, you can't put a price tag on.
No, you can't. But the thing is, there's always going to be injury. And again, that's your player. That's your guy. Besides Parsons, that is your guy, right? So, to your point, there's going to be injuries. You got to have the next man up. But that was a big one.
Yeah, no, it definitely hurts.
But it gets back to look, and I can, because in Falcons Nation, we were talking about this last week. Ritter was ineffective. 2 games in a row, he looked terrible. And even myself put something on social media. Is it time to make a change? Then he comes out and kicks ass yesterday, has a great game against a pretty good Houston team, right? And so he lives to play another week. How much longer do you give Prescott? If you get to that bye week and you're on a losing streak, you got to make a change.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'd be shocked if Surtain was on the block with Denver, but if he was, I would absolutely, I would make that call in a second. He's young. I can't, cornerbacks, elite cornerbacks are very hard to find and very hard to get. And when you have them, you usually don't want to trade them off, especially he's still on his rookie deal and he hadn't even hit his prime yet. So I'd be shocked if that happened. But if it did, I would be all over that if I was the Cowboys, because not only for this year, but Gilmore he's not your long-term guy eventually, and you're talking about pairing him up with Diggs. Oh my God, it would be, that's what they were, that's one of the things I think they thought was going to happen one year. And then we ended up with Parsons. So I'm not going to complain, but Denver ended up taking Surtain.
Now, what about this comment from Robert 89?
I thought pass rush was the same for both teams last night, but Purdy got rid of the ball. Dak didn't. I will say, the one thing that Purdy does well, and the one thing I learned to appreciate when I haven't really watched a lot of his games, it seems like he processes everything very fast. He gets rid of that ball quickly, and he can read a defense, and he just the only thing I can say with Dak, just my opinion, you guys correct me if I'm wrong for sure. It just seems like if that one or two, option isn't open, it gets a little panicky. He gets a little nervous, a little panicked, where Purdy just doesn't look like he's cool. I mean, they made the comparison to Joe Montana. I don't want to compare him to Joe Montana.
It's too early.
But he has that feel where he just doesn't seem like he gets rattled. That's probably the best. Dak looked like he got rattled by the pressure. The pressure didn't seem to rattle Purdy. Is that fair?
That's an accurate statement. That's why I was high on the guy, man. Even having that elbow surgery in the offseason, it was minor surgery. It's his decision-making process. It's like you said, it's quick. There's no holding on to the ball,
Yeah.
And again, he has weapons. I saw a few comments. He's got weapons, but you can have all the weapons in the world. If you're having, guys coming at you and the pocket's collapsing and you're making quick decisions before you allow that to happen, that's what you need.
Well, and the thing is, I'm so sick of hearing, and I know some people put things on Twitter to get responses and they do this and that. And sometimes you got to own it. Kelly, hey man, Kelly's my boy, and I play his stuff more, but the language, I got a young kid, they kind of language. I can't put it all over. I end up getting fired. But no, but he says it exactly right. We're all fans, but we can be tough on our guys too. Ultra is tough on Dak, and he's been proven to be right with it. I'm more of the approach of I'm like a father, man. I'm gonna beat him down, but I got to build him up a little bit. I don't want to hurt him too long.
Tough love.
But this team has weapons. I don't want to see excuses. Someone tweeted, Dak doesn't have weapons. Dak has weapons, man. CeeDee Lamb is a number 1 all-pro type receiver. Make no mistake about it. Gallup is a very nice number 2 receiver. He's coming off the. He's played well on his last couple of games. Brandon Cooks, I mean, can we see Brandon Cooks what he can be and what he should be is explosive down the field. You saw him blow by the defense, in the one, and we threw the ball out of bounds. So I just, and the tight ends are young, but Ferguson has proven to be, an up and comer. This team has weapons. I mean, they have weapons. And exactly. Thank you, Ultra. I mean, I'm watching that. If you got a linebacker, I mean, and Fred Warner, he tried to hang with him, but he wasn't hanging with Cooks, was pulling away. It's like, let's go. Let's get rid. I mean, you got to salivate when you see something like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I saw Mark. Well, first, Mark had asked before something about did Dak hurt his hand or his finger?
He did hurt his finger. I thought it was like kind of a cut or something, but in the press conference, whatever I saw, and I didn't get a chance to see it all because I had another call, is it looked McCarthy didn't even mention it. He didn't even mention it. So,
okay. So it's a non.
But make sure, I always forget, hit that subscribe if you're new. We got a lot of new people. Also, hit that like. If you guys are here now, make sure you hit that like. It doesn't cost you nothing. We've reached some of our goals. We hit a lot of goals. We could do super chats. We could do all these kind of things now. So we're growing every day on YouTube, but it only grows with your help of hitting like, subscribe, and share. So
yeah, we appreciate
if
it.
you're new to the channel, definitely do that, man. We appreciate it.
And guys, remember, it's not just tonight, man. We got the fantasy football show tomorrow night. You got Kelly and Mike doing strictly Cowboys on Wednesdays, and you're doing coffee and Cowboys.
Sometimes on Sundays if I'm here, but Wednesday we got Bernie Kosar in the hopper. I don't know, it may not be this Wednesday. It's probably going to be next Wednesday. But I do have a show. I have someone coming into the cave. Did you see the video of the guy's man cave? He wore a Parsons jersey and he took you in, and it was kind of like blue LED light, and he's coming in the cave. He's coming in the cave. So cool. We're going to have a good time. Maybe the week is bad, but he looks like a guy gets hyped up too. Maybe between the two of us and Kelly, we can kind of re-energize and get everything feeling good going into Monday night. Because, the hard part for me is after a beating is, I got to do a hype video. We got to drop the hype. So I always get nervous at how the fans are going to react. Are they going to say, Jesus, bad timing, almost like with the jersey swap? Or hopefully everyone's over it. It's one game. You put it in a rearview mirror and you focus on the next one.
Yeah, Mark, let's not talk about fantasy. I tell you, in our league, I don't want to talk fantasy, but in the other league, and sorry to, pour salt on open wound, but I started Kittle yesterday, and he basically won me my my other league. Bijan. Yeah, Fred, Bijan is no joke, man. He made on a shovel pass, a catch behind his back yesterday.
Yeah.
Ran it in for the go-ahead score. That he's something special.
Yeah. No.
And we actually threw to our wide receiver and our tight end yesterday. I was happy.
Well, that's right. I picked up Pitts. Someone dropped him, and I'm like, you know what? I'll pick him up, and I'm gonna stat. He's too talented not to at least have sitting there, right? I mean, he's too talented.
Yeah, and they threw his way yesterday,
Yeah.
And London. They both had some catches yesterday. And Jonnu Smith and Mac Hollins. I mean, he distributed the ball nice. That's all I want.
Yeah. Well, definitely. I got a message from Eugene. He's still he's still dealing with some stuff, so he's not going to be able to call in, but hopefully he's feeling better maybe Wednesday.
I hope he's feeling better.
Because I want to get him back. I want to get him on Monday. We're going to get him on Monday. We're going to get him on Monday. Hopefully he's feeling better, but it's just, when I talked to him earlier today, he was definitely sounding like he was in a lot of pain. So, but he was fired up. So I know he's got stuff to say, but hopefully he can re-energize this crew. But yeah, Jimmy, I apologize for taking all the Cowboys, mind share from you. This was just a tough game. And I would have been remiss if I didn't let our listeners and subscribers and all the stuff air out and vent, and it was so fun to take calls. It makes it so nice when you guys call in. Do you agree, Jimmy? I mean,
it's fun. It's fun. It's
the show we want.
I mean, the chat's interactive. It's a great time, and some of the stuff it's just fun to read as it's going along. People going back and forth, but the phone calls are fun. So if we keep doing those on Monday night, I love that. That'd be fun.
And I was not one 49er called. I mean, I thought the 40, I was expecting after all the crap they gave me all over, I thought there would be, I announced I'll take calls and guess they're cowards.
Well, it's funny because I text Camel Piper earlier. I said, I saw him on Twitter, on X or whatever they're calling it now. And he said, nah, he says, I was breaking Mike's balls enough on social media.
Oh, I don't
That's
mind.
enough.
I mean, look, man, my life, it sucks, but my life does go on, unfortunately.
Well, it sucks for you because it was your birthday, then it was the Canes, and then, like I said.
Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. The Cowboys loss hurt. It hurt. It hurt. But the Canes one made me so angry because you took that win away from those kids, and it was all you had to do was take a knee and the game was over. I'll never understand why you wouldn't do that. So, but definite shout out to
Thanks, Chuck.
Cuts by Jones as well. Make sure you guys, if you guys need some cool cuts, I'll show you where we do have.
I owe him a phone call. Actually, it's been long overdue.
We do have our giveaway once we hit our next subscriber goals. So you guys definitely check that out. See, I made all this stuff and I got so sidetracked, but I want to show you my work. Disappoints again. We'll save that one for another game. But
wow, you sound like Ultra now, man.
I tell you what, the thing is, and I'm not gonna get it. Yep, see, they're cowards.
Oh,
cowards
coming out. He knows it's almost the outro, so he's coming out.
Yeah. Hey, well, I mean, the number's been out there for an hour and 20 minutes, and they hang out in the chat, but they don't want to call in.
So you saying Marcos is afraid to call in and talk?
He's afraid to call in. I mean, look, bottom line is, if my team won and I was watching some other team's show, and my team was the one that gave them the beating, you better believe I'm gonna be calling in. You better believe I'm gonna be calling in, man. Make no mistake about it. That's I want my roses. I want you to say that the better team won. So, but
exactly.
Yeah, but no, it's all. He's a Cowboys fan. I apologize. I thought he was calling me a clown.
No, but I saw.
That's why I hate the chat. Maybe he's not. Or is he making fun of them boys? I don't know what he's doing.
No, I think he is.
Marcus, are you a 49ers fan?
I could have swore I saw something earlier. It said he was a
he
used all his minutes up on the 1-900 numbers.
Oh, yeah. I had a feeling he did.
Oh,
That's all right. That's all right. No, but anyway, guys, Monday Night Football. Is it Monday Night Football? I don't even, who's playing tonight, Jimmy?
That's a good question. Who is playing? They usually
someone help us.
They're usually having 3 or 4 games on Monday night.
I know.
Anymore.
Who is playing on Monday night? I've been so out of it. That's what they do. They do that, and then they're cowards.
Oh, he sits around and he watches.
Cowboys game. Hey, I appreciate them watching, and you guys make sure, again, hit that like, subscribe, share. We have some great interviews too, you guys. In case you missed it, if you're new, we've interviewed a ton of former Dallas Cowboys coaches and players and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you check it out. Did we have someone tell us who's playing tonight? Green Bay and Vegas.
Oh yeah.
I'm having trouble sleeping, so this ought to cure the.
It's insomnia cure right there.
Yeah, this will take care of that. So, yeah, Packers in the yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. Oh, so anyway, Jimmy, what else do we got? You want any baseball nuggets you want to drop with the playoffs?
Nah,
exciting.
Nah.
It looks like
I'm still bitter, but
give us the final 4 right now, because I'm not even sure.
Final 4. Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch any baseball.
Well, the Rangers are up 2-0. Rangers are up 2-0. They win
Atlanta,
the series.
The Rangers. What's that? The Rangers. That's up. I watched no baseball since last Thursday.
Do you think the Rangers are going to win the series?
They should.
Okay.
I mean, Atlanta's a team. Atlanta's a team to beat, man. The Braves are the team to beat.
You have Atlanta's playing. I forget who the hell they're playing. All right, I tried to get baseball in.
No, but because right now it's anticlimactic. The Yankees suck. We suck. So I'm pissed off. I don't even want to talk. But the one thing I did see that I was chuckling a little bit about, again, the Rays had a game and there was like 10 people in the stands.
Yeah. The Rays. That was disappointing. Angelica, I'm not a huge Rays fan, but I support them because they're in Tampa. But yeah, that was disappointing. And yeah, definitely got some great interviews. We're hoping to get this cut out. We're only 200 subscribers away. which sounds like a lot, but we just picked up 100 subscribers in the last couple of weeks. So it can happen very soon. You just got to spread the word and share. I actually was interacting with someone on Twitter. I believe it was the caller, the first caller we had. He said he was going to call on the show, and he didn't even know that we had a channel. I mean, as much as we, 40,000 followers on social media platforms, some people still don't know. It's hard to get word out. So definitely share with Cowboys Nation. But we got Bernie Kosar. Bernie Kosar is interesting. Of course, he won a national championship with the U. He was very pivotal in one of the Cowboys Super Bowl championships. He does have a ring with the Cowboys. Aikman got hurt in the playoffs, and Bernie came in and saved the day and made sure that I should say didn't mess anything up. But he's a great NFL quarterback legend with the Browns and all that kind of good stuff. So he should be popping into the cave soon. We're just trying to tie down the dates that work best for him. And like I said, Wednesday we're gonna have that beautiful cave. And let me make sure I give him the proper credit because I'm gonna mess his name. I want to say it's Greg, but I just want to make sure I got it right. I want to give proper. Let's see.
Got to show the respect.
Yeah, I want to make sure I got it right. So
you actually marked the Reds. That was surprising with the Reds.
Yeah.
Bernie move.
Yeah. Greg has an ultimate cave. I mean, beautiful. I love the lighting and I love the jerseys and I love all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be, yes, there you go. There we go.
Alvin Harper, old school.
He is old school. So anyway, Jimmy, I got nothing left. I got
nothing
left in the tank, man. Hey, I got to say for the callers and really to you, Jimmy, thank you. I have a rule where I don't really interact on Mondays after loss because I just don't want to say anything stupid. And I don't want to, I like to let things soak in. But this was just such a tough one. It was my birthday. How could the Cowboys do this to me on my birthday? I've been so good to them. And so this one was hard. So I took this one a little harder than some of the other losses. Yeah. But the callers, the people in the chat, the people who commented, took the time to watch the show. You guys, hopefully you guys built me up. Sometimes maybe I'm building you guys up, but you guys built me up. And I thank you. And I thank you, Jimmy, because I talked to you today and I'm like, Jimmy, this is probably going to be a dominating Cowboys show. I got to do it for the psyche. And you said, hey man, I won't brag too much on my Falcons, but you could brag. They won.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? First of all, talking about calls, I try to be the first one to call you for your birthday.
I know.
And it goes to voicemail, but then
that was right after the Miami, and I shut everything because I the texts go. So I'm like, put the phone to the side and said, I'm not talking to no one to the next day. So.
No, I don't blame you. But happy about the Falcons. Like I said, we looked good yesterday. I'm not complaining. Our defense is playing great, man. As I said, we picked up some free agents in the offseason, so our defense is keeping us in games, and the offense looked really good yesterday. And Bijan, again, look, I don't know much about college football. You guys were telling me how great he's going to be, and he's living up to the hype.
They were begging Dallas, and you got Calais Campbell from the U.
Yes.
He
but
is
Dupree,
a veteran.
Bates, we picked up a lot of guys, so
it's good. So we will be back. The Fantasy Football Show, man, those guys are great. They're a lot of fun. Make sure you definitely check them out tomorrow night. Then I will be back. Sometimes I pop into that show. Jimmy popped in one time.
Yes.
You never know who might appear. But then Wednesday, like I said, we're going to have our Cowboy show, Kelly K9. We got Greg coming in with his Ultimate Man Cave. So we're going to really dig into the Cowboys. But the rule of thumb is I want you guys, I don't want to see no more BS tweets about the 49ers. We move on after tonight. So if you got anything left in the tank, get it all out on social media now because tomorrow – it's on to LA. Why is it on to LA? What's so important about LA, Jimmy?
Because it's not in the Big Apple. It's out in LA. What is it? I tried to. That's a primetime game, right?
Yeah, because Monday Night Football is not in the Big Apple.
Monday night. That's what I was looking for.
It's not in New York. It's in LA. And that's the second home to the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. So we're going to get this thing right. We're going to right the wrong, Jimmy.
I you know what it is? I didn't know if it was Thursday night, Sunday night, or Monday night. So I couldn't come in with it. So that's on me.
No. We're going to have some fun. So you guys take care. We will see you tomorrow. See you Wednesday. See you Sunday. See you next week whenever we get to see you. But if you miss any of these shows, go back and watch them. Turn them on at work. Let it run all day. Hit a little shuffle because we're going to get this thing started. You help us out. Like, subscribe, share.
And thank you. Absolutely.
Peace.
is going to be commencing real soon because we getting ready to get this party started. Can you feel me? Can